West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel, second semi-final of the men's here between the Glenorchy Spartans and the Penguin Blues as we come to you from the Health and Sports Centre here
in Kingborough, Ronnie.
Launceston. We could be at Kingborough, but no, we're up in Launceston. Ron Riggs, Justin Bryan alongside you here. We're going to get some special comments as well too from a guest commentator, which we'll introduce to you shortly. But JB, after seeing that men's final between Burnie and Southern Wolves in what was probably one of the games of the year, we're looking forward to this matchup here this afternoon.
Yeah, we are looking forward to this matchup, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. Looks like Penguin are running at almost a full tilt squad here, and we know what they bring to the table. Penguin, as a club and association in Tassie, the better part of a decade, have been the standard bearer for all basketball, north, northwest, south, east, central, you name the direction, they've been it. They've played all over the state, they've won all over the state, and they've won everything there is to win in Tassie basketball. Glenorchy, they come into this, a tried and tested veteran team. Believe they were the champions last year.
Yes, Penguin are the defending champions.
Penguin are defending champs. Again, Glenorchy, that's the kind of squad, though. They're here all the time. Two massive blows for them heading into this game. Phoenix Roby is out. He is on study with exams. Best of luck to Phoenix there. I'm hearing that he's all but clear for a very nice Ducks award for his school, and certainly up in the top 1% of potential ATARs in the country, let alone the state. And Liam Smith, who is down there dribbling the ball next to Coach Brendan Stanwick's awkward landing following a really tough layup. And as I've mentioned previously, if there's a living ligament in that ankle, it has not been found yet. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Jack's going to get his own. There's no doubt about that. The Spartans. Boyd Heather's going to have to do some pinch hitting. You've got Lewis Crennan and Lockie McCarthy. They're going to have to provide big minutes as reserves. Cooper Hills is going to have to provide some run and length that Liam normally would. Nick Barker providing some size there, and Connor Smith running the point. He's going to see some extended minutes. Again, what isn't there to say about this Penguin side? Zach White, one of the best imports the state's seen from a basketball product standpoint of the last decade. From a southern standpoint, we've got Jacob Richards, Ambrose Euxter, but you've got the Beveridge brothers. You've got Mason Bragg. Can I just get a look at that just to refresh? Yeah, Torre October, another quality player there. Fraser Eaton, he's there. They can all knock down shots. Mal Beveridge, veteran coach, he's been with this unit for a long time. And Ronnie, that's the signature certainly of both of these teams. They are good outside shooters, but the signature certainly of Penguin, their ability to shoot from beyond the arc has been something to behold for quite a long time.
Absolutely, JB. Starting fives. For Penguin, Jacob Richards, Mason Bragg, Joel Beveridge, Zach White and Fraser Eaton. And for the Glenorchy Spartans, Connor Smith, Jack Stanwicks, Boyd Heber, Nick Barker and Cooper Hills. Referees for this afternoon semi, Nick Draper and Hayden Nau. Here we go as we are underway here, and Glenorchy will control it to the right of your screen as Bordeaux gets it to Stanwicks. In turn, Barker here at the elbow to get, need to get scoring underway, and then Glenorchy to get it back.
And Nick Barker is going to be crucial in this lineup, Ronnie, for the simple fact that arguably the best defender in this competition, number 14, Zach White. He's going to have to draw Zach from outside the rim. You know, he's going to have to create that space and allow that cutting from certainly Cooper Hills, Smith and Stanwicks to start.
Stanwicks for the three. Can't get that to go. Bragg with the rebound.
Bragg, probably a 10-year veteran now at this stage. And still.
Absolutely. Richards on the backdoor play. Gets the scoring underway for Penguins.
Jacob Richards, 6'7", long, athletic, and he's played these guys regularly across the season.
So Smith with the ball carrying duties. Now Hills with it as we are well into this semi-final here. Winner to play Burnie in tomorrow's State League Grand Final. Bordeaux short on that one. Eden with the rebound. Bragg up the floor to Richards. Back to Bragg to Richards for the two.
Yeah, thought he was going to get the jam there, but there's that gel and fluidity of the Penguin 2 Blues. Good two-man break.
So Stanwicks now finding his way through. Here's Barker. Now Bordeaux looking for the handoff to Smith and then try to split for a couple, but a foot violation will be called.
What I'm going to do, Ronnie, is I'm going to mute the great man, but I'm going to tell him to put the headset on because he'll still be able to hear us without speaking until we call upon his number.
Oh, right, yeah, yes.
So if you put that on, can you hear us, Gareth?
I can, mate.
Very good. We've got you on mute at the moment. We'll unmute you at our next chance.
Foul on the play here. That's going to be assessed on Cooper Hills for reaching in here.
Yeah, and that's...
Black 13, grabbed him.
Yep.
And we do have Nick Draper on mic, as we said. he was on mic for our women's game. Didn't have to turn him up too much, Ronnie. It was a pretty easy game, a 20-plus point margin on that one.
Yes, it certainly was. So we might get a little bit more out of Nick, hopefully, in this afternoon's game. As now Bragg puts it to the floor, goes up, and then Richards was there to help out and got the 2 to go.
Yeah, nice little shot there. 6-0 run to start this one, Penguin. And again, things could get ugly early if Glenorchy don't hit the scoreboard and don't start to calm down. And there's another one.
Loses the handle, and Penguin to get it back. Like I say, the two big outs of Smith and Roby, just showing here at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty hard to do. I just see Marie French there with a
bit of a look.
Yeah, strange look on her face there.
Eden works it to the floor, puts up the runner, then White with the board, and then, well, that hit the backboard.
He's thrown that off the back, yeah, and no violation.
Play.
Yeah, legal play. Top of the backboard, isn't it, Ronnie?
Yes.
And the side, I think.
Yes, I believe so. Boydo now to Smith here.
Don't know why it's not all 4 edges.
So Stanwicks.
Oh, nice
Smith.
play.
Beautiful play, and that gets scoring underway for Glenorchy.
And don't get it wrong, Connor Smith, you know, he's a nuggety type. He is that thick guard, plays football, but he will be able to run with Mason Bragg for 40 minutes.
He certainly will. Now, Eaton, here's Bragg with that floater. Can't get that to go. Good rebound by Hills as we come back down the floor here for the Spartans.
And again, as we mentioned, the key here, only 2 rotations in McCarthy and Crennan for the Spartans. They're going to have to use them wisely.
So Smith puts it to the floor, floater up, he drew the foul, he'll go to the line for 2.
He will go to the line for 2.
2 shots.
Easy foul to call there, and we'll just unmute the great man. We've got him set. And joining us here, GM of the South, Mr. Gareth Allen, the none less famous brother of Oscar. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. Thank you for that introduction. Never get tired of that reference.
It's the only one. To be fair, it's the only one I've got.
That's not bad.
I'm pretty limited. How have you found the day, Gareth? You've been upstairs floating around for most of it and seen most of the action.
I have. We ran a few training sessions before, one around Play HQ, Basketball Tasmania's new sporting database, and of course one around the Aussie Hoops program. Great entry-level program for the grassroots introduction of kids into basketball. So very exciting upstairs. Definitely doesn't match the excitement going on down here, though. We had some great games this morning. Had a cheeky gander out the window and watched some of the game before this. The intensity is hot, mate. This is what gets us out of bed.
Absolutely. And your first experience of Gala weekend as well too, Gareth. How have you found it so far?
It is indeed, mate. I'm trying hard not to get caught up in the glitz and glamour. This is
I'll put my chain under the shirt.
very well-deserved event. There's been a lot of people working extremely hard for Basketball Tasmania and all the associations during the year, and this is that one weekend where we can all come together and celebrate our achievements. So I'm very, very happy to be involved.
All right, we'll just...
Yeah, no, that's all right. We're all good. We've
just a bit of a how do you do? And
that was more the song. We'll mute number 3.
Yeah, we'll turn Gareth.
I know he's right. He's back.
Okay, all right.
I just believe there's a bit of a disagreement there from Mr. Beveridge on the strength of the call, so to speak.
Absolutely. So, play to recontinue here. Ambrose Augusta looking to check back in.
He's got a loose, tougher hair there. He's not going to like that, the big fella.
No.
As Beveridge heads off.
Yeah. So,
2 fouls early from Beveridge. That'll see him sit for what you would assume is most of this quarter. And just to interrupt there, Ronnie. Gareth, what have you, I mean, as you mentioned before, a good time to get some learning and some education into our cams. I mean, while it is a great showcase on the court, it is just as important off the court that we get things right as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the imminent inception of the jack jumpers into the NBL, I think we're going to see participation rates skyrocket, and it's really important that we invest in what we're doing off the court as well as on it.
Bit of emotion just in that little one there.
Yeah, a little bit fiery at the moment.
A bit fire at the moment. Of course, you're a former elite level, I do believe it was lacrosse player, Gareth. You've in a much more physical sport. I can assume that you've dealt with your fair share of the physicality along the way.
Absolutely, mate. Much more physical sport, but definitely not by any stretch of the imagination less skillful. Some of the boys on the court here are moving up at an incredible rapid pace of speed, something I'm definitely not capable of doing anymore. But there's actually a lot of similarities between lacrosse and basketball and the way they're structured on court and on the field, especially the indoor game where it's 5-on-5. But watching some great basketball here today.
Timeout being called here. Penguin lead it by 8, 10-2 at the moment. There's both probably not a good timeout here for both sides, just to kind of settle it down after a bit of a fiery encounter down those last minute or so.
I don't mind the psychology of that from Glenorchy, though. If okay, they've been accused of probably playing a little light-hearted there on that first possession, but Connor Smith just getting in there. He's a tough footballer. He's not going to back down by any stretch. And I think the key here for Glenorchy too is if you're going to get Penguin off their game, get it off it mentally, because skill-wise, they have got so much across the board in comparison and on their rotations that skills aren't going to be too much of a concern. It's the mental game. Play them out of the game psychologically and then allow your skills to take over and really challenge the two Blues, who, as we mentioned, have been the standard bearer for the better part of a decade here.
Absolutely. Of course, Ron Riggs, Justin Bryant and Gareth Allen with us here in commentary as well too, as we come to you from the West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel. Meanwhile, ball getting moved around here. Richards goes for 3. Just short on that one. Augusta with the rebound. In good hands by Smith, and ball goes out of play.
And Ambrose will fight you tooth and nail for that rebound. Gareth, when you look across this court, you see a lot of NBL 1 level talent combining with some very senior Div 1 players at SBL and NWBU level. What does it mean as an administrator to see the very top level of, intrastate competition, be at such a level both skill-wise and athleticism?
Oh, it's brilliant to see, mate. These are athletes going down the pathway and reaching just about the pinnacle of success and then coming back and being able to play for the club where it all started. I think it's really great to see these players coming through, integrate and play alongside some of these guys who have made it to the next level. Very, very promising signs so far.
Zach White making the 2 there and margin out to 10 at the moment. 12 plays 2 as we're about 5.5 here to go in this first quarter.
And you can see that off ball between Connor and Bragg. That one's just going to be off Eaton there, but I thought that was off Eaton. Hills thought so as well, and referee Draper just going over.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, so they disagreed with that one as well, but yes, Penguin in control here, Ronnie. I just feel that, for Glenorchy, they are coming down, they are settling for that jumper. Okay, Penguin are well drilled, but use your shot clock here. You're down by 10 early in the piece. Don't rush things. Again, look for the shots you want, not the shots you're given.
Bragg puts it to the floor, met by Glenorchy defenders galore. Now Smith off and running as Hills in support, but a few blue jerseys away. Offensive foul's been called on Connor Smith. And good defensive play by Ambrose Augusta.
Yeah, great play there by Ambrose. With the 23, takes the charge there as well. Here's a solid unit. He's just walking that one off a little bit there. I think he's a bit ginger.
Yes.
But very tough-nosed player. I mean, we see him in the Chargers uniform, pinch-hitting minutes, couple of points, couple of rebounds, few assists, very physical. And that's no different in his local level stuff as well, where he by no means is allowed to get probably a little more gritty.
Yes, one would definitely say that is for sure. Ball with White here. Now to Eaton. And we've got a foul off ball here. That's going to be on Cooper Hills just for holding on Fraser Eaton. Gareth, I must ask you, you're up here, the first time you've been up to Lonnie for quite a while, because you're mainly down in the south with your role as general manager.
I am, yep. I do reside in Hobart, more specifically in Kettering, a town of about 50 people overlooking a harbour.
Very lovely place too, by the way. I've been down there before.
Very well separated with a lot of open space, but no, look, it's a lovely drive coming up here. I've probably been up to Lonnie half a dozen times now. Actually, when I first got to Tasmania, I couldn't move into my house straight away, and my first entire week was spent in the great city of Launceston.
Oh, there you go. Well, that we didn't know. So.
Yeah, never heard Launceston described as a city.
Does it qualify as a city? Is it?
Yeah, I believe you've got to be. I don't know what the limit was, whether it's 20,000, 50,000. I know it's certainly in that 60 range, maybe even more. So, a small city.
So Stanwicks here. Now Boydo.
Basketball and geography brought to you by the West Coast Ball Connection.
That's right. Ball goes out of play. Goes back to Glenorchy with 5 left on the shot clock.
Penguin are just swarming here at the moment. They've got total control of this game on both ends of the floor. And on top of that, mentally, they're right in the space. As Bragg
chases that one down, gets it. And now, pass to Richards. Beautiful play by the Penguin Blues.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough team to beat again. Now, Jacobs playing across the south, but that one's going to be an offensive foul. city. It's classed as a city. Confirmed it's a city.
City, okay. Gareth's just doing the research. We'll take a look at that basketball play. So
that was classed as offensive. Now, that was for the I believe that's for the ball fake, not allowing him to come down. And I think Connor's obviously broken that cylinder and broke the shoulder. So, I mean, that's another new initiative we're seeing globally now is
that's
the initiation.
Yes, no, it's good to see they're cracking down on that, which is fantastic to see.
4 fouls for each team, by the way. So.
Yes. And we're only halfway through, JB. Meanwhile, Bragg thought about it, now puts it to the floor. Igusta, step back 2 is good for Ambrose Igusta.
That was just smooth. That was money. Everything they touch right now for Penguin is just turning into gold as the second unit of Glenorchy look to check in.
Smith now Hills, thought about it and then turned it down. Here's Stanwicks for 3. Just long on that one. Richards taps it away, but went to Hills instead. Puts up this 2.
Beveridge was lucky there, I think.
I think he got away with one there, JB. So now the ball up the floor here, Igusta. Now Bragg.
Oh, the pass.
Back around pass there.
They're just having fun now, Penguin. There's still 33 minutes of basketball remaining.
Absolutely. Kick out pass. Beveridge for the 3. Just long.
I feel like it's a pro-Penguin crowd as well, mind you.
Yes, and then Smith tries to do something, and then ball went out of play.
Yeah, that one's out of play, and that's going to be a timeout there by the looks by Mal Beveridge. He's going to want to talk things over. Glenorchy probably welcome to that timeout as well as the second unit goes to check in. McCarthy and Crennan showed great promise on the northwest, but they're going to need a lot of promise from here. 18-2, and I suppose, Gareth, I mean, you've watched this game as much as we have as well. What have you found of the Penguins side? Again, as we mentioned, you know, as a club and association, they've probably been the standard bearer in Tassie for the best part of a decade, men's and women's now. They've got a great mix of elite and young talent locally, all that sort of stuff. You know, how have you seen their game so far in their dominance in this 16-point lead?
Yeah, look, they're playing at a level of intensity that Glenorchy's really struggling to keep up with. They're pushing the floor, making sure that their bigger guys like Jacob and Zach really enforce their physicality. They're moving the ball well, they're shooting well, they're hustling back on defence. Glenorchy's going to really need to pick up their momentum here.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, the big outs, as we've mentioned, Gareth is obviously leaving Smith with injury, and of course, Phoenix Roby putting his education first with exams happening at the moment with schools all over the state currently at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Big loss for them. Obviously, a pretty important sacrifice, though, looking after his schooling. No, Phoenix is one of those kids that has big ambitions on playing college ball in the US, so obviously his academics are quite important. Glenorchy being a pretty progressive association, I'm sure they support that decision. Liam is a massive loss for these boys. You just see the ball slowing down a little bit around the perimeter, so yeah, definitely missing Liam at the moment.
Yes, it's certainly a big blow, and I didn't think the game would get out to this point where it's 16 already in the first quarter.
I was going to say, certainly not this early. We were expecting, knowing the outs, that we're probably going to be some trouble here for Glenorchy.
And offensive foul's been called on Ambrose Igusta.
So, easy offensive call there. And they just can't really, no idea what was being said there, but they're dictating some sort. That's a second foul, by the way, on Eustace, so we'll see how he plays out there. But, yeah, we just didn't expect it this early, I don't think. There we go, the second brigade connecting McCarthy to Crennan.
Yes, nice little play there by the Spartans. March back to 14 here, just on 2 and a bit to go here in this first quarter.
And you mentioned about progression there, Gareth, just previously. That's
Eaton
deep.
From downtown, and we know Fraser Eaton can line it up from 3.
That's Brianna Russell territory today, Ronnie.
Absolutely.
Did you see that in the first game, Gareth?
No, I missed that
Brianna
one.
was pulling up from near halfway and nailing shots.
And now we'll have Fraser Eaton doing the same thing. Offensive foul, and
that one's on Jack Stanwicks.
Yep. No, it's going to be on Lewis Crennan.
Lewis Crennan. I thought it might have been on Jack Stanwicks, but it's clear at the moment that Penguin have won this mental battle that I think Glenorchy would have to admit they started here. You know, they've just gotten right under their skin. They're playing tough off ball. And these young players, as we mentioned, in this freedom of movement era, just aren't used to it.
Yes. So Eaton now, back to Beveridge, who we know can shoot the lights out when he wants to. Now Jessup down low. Jessup goes for the 2, can't get that to go. Now this is the first time we've seen Ben Jessup as well too throughout our State League coverage, JB. So interesting to see what he brings to the table. Stanwicks goes up for the 2, and then Beveridge with the rebound. Now Jessup, those pink fluorescent shoes as well too. He'll certainly stand out.
Plowed into it. They've called a block.
Foul.
And the Glenorchy the Glenorchy team can't believe it. I think we should probably keep that one down.
Yep, we will.
So Liam Smith, so that's Connor Smith, I should say, number 35. Is that his second or third foul? That's number 3. So the point guard of the team that's limited now currently with Smith on the bench. And you can still see some commentary there from Smith, and he's going to have to be careful here as well. And we'll see what happens there.
Yes.
The referee
Jessup gets the free throw to go.
You know, especially with Boyd Hever on as the side there as well. You know, Boyd's not the freshest legs in the world, and he would admit that himself.
Yes.
So it's a lot to happen there, and just see Stanwicks telling him, you know, calm down here because otherwise the technical will be given away.
Yes, cooler heads need to prevail here, that is for sure. Eden puts it to the floor. Kick out pass. Jessup wasn't ready for it. Barker slips. I think that was a hop there by Beveridge.
Hop, skip and a jump.
Jessup once again, as play gets a little bit scrappy here. So
yeah, there's a bit of emotion in this one.
So shot clock at 6. Augusta needs to get busy now.
Off arm.
Some moves.
Augusta will get done offensive.
Foul.
That off arm. And that'll be his third on the play.
So this has been a real interesting first quarter, just from a physical standpoint, but then how this game has been officiated and both teams struggling to adjust.
Yeah, well, one thing I will give the referees is they are letting the players push it physically to the limit. They're not just calling ticky-tack fouls, but they're not letting them get away with anything that's too exuberant as well. Stanwicks will sit on the drive.
And he'll go to line for 2.
As Bragg will look to come back in for Euxter.
11, push, 2 shots.
Easy call to be made there. But, yeah, just the emotion in this game is tremendous, and I suppose, Gareth, you can really feel that finals-like atmosphere.
Yeah,
absolutely, mate. This is an absolute delight to watch. You're right with the physicality. The refs are doing a great job of controlling it. The players aren't hesitating at all. If there's anything too aggressive, they're pulling it back, but they're definitely letting them be physical, and I think that's what this game needs.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Ronnie, just that freedom of movement for some of these young guys, bit of a reality check, but they'll grow as players because of it.
Absolutely. It's a good learning curve, and that's what you want, just for them to learn, and then hopefully get it right the next time. Meanwhile, ball getting kicked around here. Bragg able to retrieve it. Shot clock at 60, so Bragg needs to get busy. Bearbridge, Eden from the car park. Can he get the roll? No, he can't.
Jessup can get the rebound, though.
Now Bearbridge.
They need to slow things down, Penguin. They're well in control. A chance to be 20 points up at the quarter-time break.
Bragg into Jessup on the pick and roll.
Oh, blocked by Barker.
Get that out of here, he says. And Glenorchy to come down the floor here to see if they can get another score on the board. Stanwicks from deep. Just off. Beveridge with that tap away into Bragg, and now Penguin to bring him back down here as we round 30 seconds to go.
Let's see what they can come out here with, Penguin. They need to be steady. They know they can run sets and get open shooters. They need to utilise that ability.
So Bragg just dictating terms here, and then Aaron pass to Stanwicks. Stanwicks with Bragg to beat, and nice work there by Jack Stanwicks.
Yeah, nice athletic finish. Forced the defence, right back, but credit to Mason, didn't give up a dunk.
So final play here in the first quarter, our second semi-final, as Bragg. Now Beveridge at the corner for 3. Just did a lap of bottom, pulled out Crennan for the Hail Mary.
No.
Nowhere near it. So quarter time and a fiery first quarter too, but Penguin able to get ahead here of Glenorchy. They lead it by 15.
They do lead it by 15. Gareth, I just want to touch back to a point that we mentioned there when we said about Glenorchy being fairly progressive as an association, allowing Phoenix Roby to study for his exams. I would imagine as a governing body too that you guys are looking at it as well the same way as, okay, we got a kid that's got a chance to go to the States. His grades are really good. He's a really good baller. We're not worried about his game and his development from there. I would also assume that while you'd love to have him on the floor, you are very much encouraging of him to focus on his grades and focus on the future and help facilitate that in the process.
Yeah, it's important to keep our eyes on the bigger picture here, that there are very few players that have made of that grit and that integrity to actually pursue playing college ball in the States. It's a difficult journey. Definitely requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, a lot of effort. So for Phoenix to turn around and make that decision where he acknowledges that he needs to prioritise his academics, because without that he won't find his way over there, I think that's a very mature decision. So it speaks a lot to his character.
And it looks like we'll have to let you go, Gareth.
Yeah, so we've just seen your phone light up there.
I do. I've got the devil on the phone. She's out in the car park.
Nice. We'll say hello to Amy for you.
Yes, please send our regards.
You can tell her to come inside if you like.
I don't reckon she's going to hear this on tape delay. She could be out there for a few days.
Thank you very much for having me, gentlemen.
No
I will
worries,
see
mate.
you
All
in
good.
a few hours.
Yes, you will. Yes, we'll see you at the dinner. Of course, the gala dinner happening tonight as well, too,
Cheers, mate.
as we're
Thank you for that.
recording.
Thanks, boys.
All good.
We will...
Convene at a later date.
He'll convene in a few hours, as he says.
No worries, mate.
Looking forward to the gala dinner tonight. Of course, the night of nights of Tasmanian basketball as we're heading to the Grand Chancellor tonight, JB.
That's a good way to put it, Ronnie. The night of nights, it is indeed. Again, a big shout out must be said to our man on the camera,
he's
Felix.
Done well today.
He's done a hell of a job. I don't know how he puts up with me. I know how he puts up with you, but
Yeah,
I don't know how he puts up with me. But no, it's been a tremendous day of basketball. And this has been a very intense, competitive game of one-sided basketball, Ronnie. And I don't know whether that's really the most apt description, but that's how we've got it. And yeah, I mean, Penguin up by 15, but it feels more than 15 with the physical pressure they've applied.
Yeah, it certainly does, JB. So we're interested to see what this second quarter brings for us. Barker here with the ball now. Stanwicks for three. He's just letting those three bombs fly, and really nothing going for him at the moment.
Scoreless. No, sorry, 3 points.
He's got one.
3 points.
So now Beveridge here to Eaton. Eaton thought about it, now puts it to the floor. Goes for a couple into Richards, but bobbled that past McCarthy, and then Bragg goes into
Has gone into the scorer's bench.
Page. And hello to you, he says.
I'll tell you what, he's lucky he didn't blow the siren by sitting on it.
Yes, I was going to say. Okay, thanks very much,
Some
JB.
sort of shot clock violation.
Good grief. All right, let's continue on here as Stanwicks with the ball. And we'll go to Hills. So Glenorchy might trying to get through their sets here the best they can. Obviously with a couple major outs, but work hard here. McCarthy puts it to the floor. Ball goes out of play. As getting some looks from just below us. We do have a few people sitting in front of us, so always interesting to see their reactions. That is for sure. Bragg now here to Richards. So been a long day, folks. 4 games. This is our 4th game here.
It's been a massive day of hoops.
It's been Richards over a couple.
He was
Can't
triple
get it to
teamed
go.
almost on that shot.
And he wanted a foul, I think. Not getting one there, but meanwhile, Hills with it. Needs help. Now Nick Barker, that was. My apologies. Ball goes. Was last touch
still
by
live.
Penguins, so still live ball. Stanwick.
Oh, that's going to be offensive as well.
Offensive foul once again here. And some words here between...
An unsportsman called there, and fair call because it was unnecessary. The physicality was there, great, but the shove by Beveridge was very much unnecessary.
Yep, so
Crennan being moved
Moved
aside,
aside.
and this is not certainly what Glenorchy need either. Number one, you've got...
yeah. So, hang on.
Foul, black 10, illegal screen, and then double technical foul, black 10, and number 9 technical foul, and then an unsportsmanlike on blue 10, results 2 shots to black 10 down here.
That works. Okay.
So we have got that sorted. Let's explain that again. It was an illegal screen on Crennan, and the way the reaction has gone, it's the blind side that has offended the Penguin boys. They feel that he had not left enough time, therefore they've gone to him. The technical foul was assessed on Crennan.
Yep.
And the technical foul was assessed on Bragg, so therefore cancelling out either of those free throws.
Yep.
But it was the shove by Beveridge, which was unnecessary. It was contact that was not needed or not wanted. Therefore, the unsporty, they're the 2 foul shots.
There we go. We'll explain, JB, and yes, we'll
deal with that in due course, right?
Due course, yes, of course. Meanwhile, play to restart here. There's McCarthy now with it. Marchant is now at 11 there, no, 12 there, I think. Or 13, sorry, 13. Now kick out pass here is Crennan goes up, and then Hills on the tip on the buzzer. Can't get that to go. Eden with the rebound as we come back up the floor here. So now Bragg, touch pass to Richards, looking for Beveridge on the back door, but now everyone kind of settles. So Bragg, kick out. Here's Beveridge for 3.
Back iron's been the flavour of the month so far.
Certainly has. Richards into Bragg. Nice work there. And then back iron had it say once again, JB.
Yeah, third time option. Dump down.
Now, is that a blocking foul?
It's going to be on the floor on Stanwicks. He's hit his head. That'll be his first.
Yep, so it's block.
A very emotional final. That's how we will describe it. But it's good. You know, because we had a different kind of emotion in our first game.
Yes, we did.
Which was just sheer, competitive, clean. This is a physical game. This is drawing on the physical emotions, the mental strength as well to deal with that. Ball movement.
So Beveridge now, Bragg, back to the other Beveridge for the 3. Got a hand on that, Stanwicks did. Ball getting picked around, and now shot clock violation was called.
Yeah, now they're calling that a...
So Joel Beveridge trying to make his case. I think we're going to keep the mic down. I think for the rest of the game.
We will. So what we might even do is just confirm that and smack everything down. Smart move.
And we'll just call it as it is from our vantage point, JB.
Absolutely.
And let's go from there.
It's going to save us in post-production, I can assure you that much.
Yes, only the one thing to work on. And meanwhile, travel violation called, and then Bragg just getting involved. It's one of those veteran little things that just to be a pest.
It's mental.
It is.
And this is the thing that this young Spartans team is going to have to deal with as well. The physicality, warranted or otherwise, is there. That's something to work with. And then the mental game on top of that. It's the little ticky-tack stuff there that you need to grow through and work through.
So Eden drives to the basket.
Beautiful
and
finish,
gets the layup.
Fraser Eaton.
Fraser Eaton doing really well here so far. He's hit a triple.
And he's a
lot
bigger body than we've seen 12 months ago in the same situation.
He has been working hard in the gym. He has told me that, JB. Meanwhile, Stanwicks can't get the 3 to go.
He can't buy a bucket at the moment, Jack Stanwicks.
Certainly can't. So, interesting to see how Jack kind of rallies back in this ball game. So now Eaton puts it to the floor, up with the floater,
Uncanny.
Can't get the go. And then the rebound by Crennan as we come through the floor with Hills. Hills puts it up, and they draw the foul. And he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, it's interesting here again, as I mentioned, Ronnie, the big thing for these Northwest teams is they're so well drilled, they're so well structured, that they don't always deal with this jungle ball style of play. And I mean, it's something that they're working through at the moment, and it's proving the difference as well. The jungle ball style of the South isn't exactly working, so to speak.
Yeah, it's. I find this a really odd game so far. It's just with everything that's happened at the moment, and it's just not one of your typical semi-finals here right now.
No, and I think the blowout early isn't helping that either. I mean, if this was a backwards and forwards game, basket for basket, okay, mini run here, mini run there, you're probably feeling it a little bit more. But that blowout margin, those technicals, the physicality, the 3 fouls, the lack of substitutions for Glenorchy, just changing things a little bit.
So Richards, now Eaton here, open for 3. That missed everything. A bit too much strength there by young Fraser. As Stanwicks tries to control the pace here a little bit. And then good cut by Stanwicks to get the 2. Good pass by Lewis Crennan.
Nice finish there. And again, it's only an 11-point game. But the way this game feels, it's more than 11 points for Penguin the way they're going. Mason Bragg nearly put his foot through the bin.
Word. And then Eden couldn't get that to go. White able to save it.
Just showing a bit of age there, Zach, in that gather.
Oh, my word, yes. And now Richards inside gets the 2.
Very nicely inside and very confident in his own ability there, Jacob, as well.
So McCarthy, and then Eden able to pick that one off. So Eden slowing down. Stanwicks then got the foul.
That'll be his second.
So Stanwicks just taking a bit of a gamble here. One more, and that might have to force something from head coach Brendan Stanwicks.
Yeah, well, there's a lot on the line here at the moment. Lewis Crennan has 3 fouls. Connor Smith's still seated with the warm-up chop on. He's got 3 fouls. And, You're about to see your other lead perimeter players have 3 fouls each, and that'll fall right into the hands of the two Blues.
So Bragg, nice pass into Richards for a jam.
Two-handed baseline. Wham, bam, jam. Thank you, ma'am.
Nice play by the Penguin Blues as they put their margin back to 15 now here as we're halfway through the second quarter. And now Hills goes up, and then Crank couldn't get a tip. White able to do something about it. Stanwicks this time for 3.
Yeah, Beveridge shooting low on that too in that contest. I don't think you're going to like that too much, the Glenorchy boys.
So Stanwicks, one fake, and then puts up the 3. And
he
gets it
makes
to go.
the shot.
Stanwicks will go to the line for a potential 4-point play.
Well, the Glenorchy boys are just having a smile, and I mean, that's brought that game back to 12. Now Beveridge is...
Yeah, he wants the timeout.
Yeah, he wants the timeout. He'll take the timeout. He'll just make a small adjustment. Not a bad timeout for Glenorchy. That's good. Let's ride the wave. Let's now control that energy we've got off that play so we can then work forward for it. On the other side for Penguin, it's a matter of, okay, we've given that up. That's fine, but now we've got to quell any chance they've got of building momentum. So, nice little start there. I'm sorry to Ronnie to lean over you. I just want to see as our game's progressing through there.
Yes.
Bit of a slow one, but that nonetheless will get them up in due course. But yeah, Mal Beveridge, smart coach. He knows what's going on here. He's just going to slow it down, not allow them to drag any energy out of that play there, and look to transition this last 4:40 of the first half.
Yes. It's it's been an interesting game. That is for sure. And I think it's something that we'll keep mentioning throughout the broadcast here as well too. So 4:41 remaining. Second quarter as we come to you from the Elford Sports Centre here in Launceston. Not a bad little crowd in for this one. Of course, the winner to take on the Burnie Tigers tomorrow at 2:15. Of course, earlier we saw Burnie get up in what was one of the games of the season by far. That was for sure, winning that one by 4 against the Southern Wolves, who put up a tremendous fight. And then earlier in the day we saw Launceston get a comfortable win over the BTAS High Performance side, and then it was Penguin getting a comfortable win over Kingborough, which leads into a Launceston Penguin final tomorrow at 12.
And by the looks of things, Ronnie, we could be seeing an all-northern affair. The old Cascade Bogues dividing line have truly been drawn, and there you go. So that's just a small little 1%er there from our Beveridge too. Can't convert on a 4-point play. Can't get any more extra momentum out of this timeout.
Certainly not. So let's see what Penguin can execute here from the timeout. Alley play in the white, yes.
Yeah, very nice. And Zach White with a very dangerous and dirty Mustaka as well. I'm loving it.
Yes, Movember is up and about.
I reckon Zach looks about 10 years older with the facial hair.
Yes, he does. We nearly question his career with the Chargers going into next year, JB, if that's the case. Meanwhile,
don't say such words.
Cooper Hills gets the 2 to go.
Sheesh, we can't afford not to have Zach. Tremendous piece to the puzzle.
Of course, we'll talk more about Zach White on our Chargers TV end of year show coming up in the next few weeks. Meanwhile, backdoor play. Eden now Bragg. The Penguin trying to put on showtime. Here, touch pass. Another pass. How many do you want me to do? And Bragg gets the 2.
Yeah, and there's that explosiveness of Mason Bragg. He's not a known shooter at any sense of the word, and I think Mason would say that's probably one of the flaws in his game, but his ability to be off that first step and attack the rim is sensational.
So Stanley Crennan for 3. Yes.
Oh, very nice, Lewis Crennan, and he's just getting under the skin a little bit there of the Penguin 2 Blues.
Yes, trying to fight fire with fire a little bit. Whether that's not a bad, an interesting strategy, I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Richards, now Beveridge, White down low, over Boydo. Can I get that to go?
Tell you what, Ronnie, I'm hoping for my famous line to come out with the 2 Beverages when they connect. The old cheers play.
Yes, absolutely. Stanwicks from the corner and missed everything.
Yeah.
If we had stats, I'd be interested to see how many threes he's taken already. McCarthy couldn't get that to go.
Be like a Krispy Kreme sheet, I reckon. A few donuts.
Yeah, certainly. That's for sure. White slows it down. Now Bragg, and everything kind of slows down here, which is not a bad thing. Eden thought about it. Now puts it to the floor.
Big screen by Richards.
Beveridge from downtown. Just a bit long.
Joel Beveridge is that igniting, that spark sort of player there for Penguin. If he hits one of them, it could be a long day. Once
McCarthy
again
for 3.
And there's just that fight back, as I mentioned. And
Back to 8.
It is, and as we mentioned before, it's that second unit that's provided that spark on the northwest round of things. And, Crennan, in a different way, has provided the spark, and McCarthy's playing well as well.
And that'd be a foot violation. And look it up. And Ambrose Augusta coming in for Joel Beveridge.
Ambrose coming in with a towel, just trading that one off.
Yes, always seems to be a common thing that happens.
And big Boydo there in this one as well. He's looking a little tired, should we say? I did remind Boyd the last time he saw this venue that the 3-point line wasn't in existence.
But there you go.
I ran very quick before the left connected.
Thank you. So Bragg into Richards here, and
Hard foul.
good play there by the Penguin Blues, and a good hard, as you say, good hard foul.
Yeah, hard foul, fair foul, and Jacob didn't really ask the question of old Boydo, and I don't blame him either. It tells me Boyd handles himself nicely.
Yes, which is a good thing. Yes.
Very much so. No, sorry, I'm just checking the. Don't know whether that video's paused or not, but we're getting there.
No, it's getting there.
Slowly and steadily.
We are working on the games as we speak. We'll be doing that throughout the night as well too. So we might have to leave one going while we're at the dinner tonight, Joe.
Definitely.
Yes. But we'll make sure to fix a few things up before
Might be something for Felix to do in his...
Actually, that might well be the fact.
We'll deal with that in a second.
Meanwhile, ball goes out of play. Glenorchy to get it back here.
We can't have the great man setting deadlift records in Launceston left, right and centre.
That's right.
Might have to get him to process a few games for us.
Yes.
And an absolute nod of the head. Thanks, mate.
McCarthy, now Crennan. So Crennan looking for Stanwicks here, closely guarded by Bragg. Crennan getting stuck. Here's McCarthy once again. And then Nini lost it. And then good work there by White and Eaton. Now Bragg
takes it all away himself.
Richards for the tip, yeah.
Very
and
nice.
Bodies hit the floor.
And they're just going to bring him. What are they going to do?
Are they going to get the...
Boys?
Well,
I'm just going to check on Mason first.
Yep.
It's a bit sore.
They're going to get now it has been Marie that's been going out and getting the towel.
And we have had a wipe for the towel, please.
Yes. Great work by Marie French, who's been doing a fantastic job today, not only working with our referees, being referee coordinator.
Jai gives her a pat on the way through. Good support by Jai.
But, great to see her taking the floor wiping duties as well. So, good on Marie as she's working hard there. Really putting some extra oil into it, or whatever
elbow grease, Ronnie.
Thank you. There we go. It's been a long day, folks. It's been a long day.
It's only 3:30.
Yeah.
You've even got a fan, Marie. They comment. You've even got fans, Marie. That's what you look like on the floor.
Yeah. McCarthy for 3 down the other end. Can't get that to go.
Big rebound by Zach White.
With the rebound.
Bit crackly. Sorry, Ronnie.
Now Bragg into Gusta. Goes up. Good defensive pressure by the Spartans.
Ambrose is shoving people out of the way for that basketball. Good on him.
And ball to come back to Glenorchy here. Minute 23 to go before the major break. So shot clock reset there. And here we go. So, margin back at 10 here. It's been as close as 8 at one stage, and now Penguin just holding out onto that buffer. Hills try to go to Boydo, but White able to peel that one off. Alley play to Richards! Zach White and Jacob Richards connects for that.
Nasty. Wham, bam, jam. Thank you, ma'am.
Great play. Put that in the top 10 plays of the week, please.
Sweet cream and an ice cream sandwich. That one's going to feed away and everything.
And now the momentum just swinging back to Penguin.
And Benny Jessup just nodding the head.
He loves it down there.
It's bobblehead night here at semi-final round, and Benny Jessup doesn't realise he's on sale. Unbelievable stuff.
My goodness. Under a minute to go. Margin is 12 here. As we have seen it all this afternoon. Ball getting deflected.
My goodness.
The alley-oop play just caps it all off, really,
all 4 games have been vastly different to one another. But it's been good. We haven't been stuck in the same rut, and each game's had their positive for both sides in a sense as well, which has been good.
Yeah, absolutely. Bragg puts it to the floor. Has he Gusto on the back door? Does so nicely.
Yeah, their ability to distribute here. I know Mason was feeling probably a little too fancy earlier, but just the ability to move the ball and distribute here for Penguin's been sensational.
So Stanwicks. Now Boydo.
Richards has 20 already.
Goes for deep. Short on that one.
He went turn back time but couldn't find a way.
No, definitely not. So last play here before we go into the major break as Bragg slows this one down. Now Eaton with it. Goes back to Bragg. So Bragg into Augusta once again, and that's this great play by the Penguin Blues.
And belting it out as well. Stanwicks throws up a prayer. And
So-
half-time it is
Yes,
too.
it is. Half-time. Entertaining last couple of minutes there by the Penguin Blues. Sees them up by 16 now, where we once had it back at 8.
Yes, it's double margin now, back out to 16. That's the biggest lead we've had at any of the two breaks so far. There's only two, and this one's bigger than the first one, so that makes sense, Justin. But Penguin just winning the game left, right and centre here. You know, easy connections down low, making big shots, making big defensive plays, getting rebounds, moving the ball, executing on everything. Glenorchy's second unit need to be commended for what they're putting forward, but foul trouble at the moment is going to prove costly. Jack Stanwicks can't buy a bucket, and if they were a 3-for-1 sale at the moment, I think he'd be struggling. You know, sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off. Unfortunately for Glenorchy, they're off. They're off at the wrong time. And, I mean, Penguin are just hitting on all their straps. Now, credit to Glenorchy too. They're missing probably two of their three best wing defenders aren't out there. And Connor Smith's in foul trouble. So I think we need to also weigh in those factors that you've got Bragg, Beveridge and Augusta running around essentially as they want, unguarded by the starting point of this team, two of the three better defenders. Stanwicks shouldering a lot of the offensive load as expected. Again, credit to McCarthy doing their bit, but it's a lot for some young fellas to take on board. They're going to relish this break, and I think we're going to have one ourselves.
Yes, I had to yawn.
That's all right. I bore people a lot, Ronnie. I'm used to it.
Been a long day. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more after this.
I didn't even realise I'm like, oh, sorry. I'm boring you. Poor old Baz has cracked it with the boys. You want someone else to send him a tip? He hasn't run on the course yet, which is good. We gave ourselves an editing point though. Oh, hi Beck. And it's more mainly because of the way the game is, not for how they are. Yeah, well, we're not doing any. We heard that little bit there, and then we were just like, yeah, nah. Because his communication's been fine. It's just with that shove, obviously in the heat of the moment, they're talking as refs. It just sounds bad. Oh, the ref's swearing. Well, yeah, he is. You were too. No. She looks like Reverend Lovejoy's daughter. Do you really think that she swears? Jeez, I can't. I'm going to get back to the host. Zach, you realise Masters Games is like next year, right? That he hates both of us. What'd you mouth off to him about it? Hang on. Have I got the right headset? I can't hear you.
I can hear you, JB.
Oh, Jesus.
Which one are you?
How's that?
No,
What's going on here?
just take off those, mate. There we go.
Okay.
Now you're right.
Now on.
Yep. Go back to 2.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Gold Coast Race 6.
Welcome back here as we're about to get underway in the second half, and we just quickly talking to Zach White.
Talking.
Well, I was talking with Zach White.
I'd like to register and complain.
Zach White just kind of, in a funny way, has ripped us to shreds, JB.
Yeah, I hate both of you. That's funny.
Yes.
That's tremendous. Nah, just he can hear it too.
He can hear it.
He can hear it too. That is I like the facial hair though. It's just he looks 10 years older with it. He does realise Masters Games is next year.
Yes, of course, Zach White, one of our favourites, of course, and
I've got the pen for the second half. I'm going to be pointing to you and I'm pointing to you and throwing it at you. And
of course, we're hoping Zach White does suit up for the Hobart Chargers next year in the NBL 1 South competition as well too.
Sorry.
So,
second half coming up.
Yes. So really, a tough task here for Glenorchy. The way this game has been,
There you go, Nick. Thumbs up, mate.
The way this game's been battling right now, Glenorchy are struggling, and Penguin have been showing some good, brilliant play on their offensive sets, and they nearly did on that occasion as well too, trying to thread the needle on the back door. Now, that time they got it right, and Richards can't get that one to go.
Yeah,
one of the rebound.
One of the foul on the rebound there, and just one thing for the Penguin boys is it probably would pay them
nice crossover by Connor Smith.
Probably just pay the Penguin boys to be quiet here now. They've got this 16-point lead. They've got the game in their back pocket. There's no need for you to keep talking. And, oh, hello. Zach White thought it was off him, and they've waved it in the direction of Penguin. He can't believe it. Zach gave up on that. Zach genuinely touched that, and I think he admitted it too.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
So,
yibbity.
Yeah, play continuing down the floor here. There's Bragg with the ball carrying duties. Of course, suited up with the Northwest Funder this year in NBL 1 South. It's Beveridge, now Richards for the nice fake. Now kick out pass, extra pass to Beveridge at the corner for three, and that one rattles home, and he lets Torrey October know about it.
Yeah, the Penguin boys are pretty happy about it. Poor old Torrey October, and that is a fine moustache going as well, mind you.
Foul on the play. Of course, the month of November. November.
I will go with the month of November, running.
November, yes.
I don't reckon that's a bad saying.
Yes, that's right. All for a great cause as well too, JB.
Yes, men's health and mental health. They've called
flop warning on Connor Smith,
and they're not going to like this call.
No, they're not. No. So
I can't imagine they're very don't think they received the message very well, Ronnie.
No, I don't think so. Meanwhile, Stanwick's here with the ball. Now looking at his options, goes to Boydo at the elbow here. Yes.
Yeah, easy shot there by Boydo, vintage Boydo, and again just running sideways on that foot. Ronnie always concerns me that he's going to re-injure it.
Yes, he's under a bit of an injury cloud, isn't he, Boydo? And that's an offensive foul, I think. Yes, it will be on Ambrose Augusta.
That's a fourth on Ambrose there, and he's looking a little tender there himself, Ambrose. I think he's hurt himself. As Beveridge pleading the case again.
Let's see here.
Mount Beveridge
offensive foul. Mount not happy about it, but play continues on here.
So Joel Beveridge, and no, he doesn't want to do the tango, Joel. The ball isn't until 7 o'clock.
That's Ambrose Augusta's fourth personal foul.
It is. He's got 6 points, 4 fouls.
So Fraser Eden looking to check back into the game for Ambrose, you would assume. Boydo for back-to-back baskets, just off.
And that was a heavy clunker as well, you could feel that.
Bragg off and running, needs numbers in support. Richards, another body hits the floor. That's going to be
on the floor, and that'll be on
Stanwicks. Yeah, so blocking foul. So Fraser Eden looking to check in here.
Just having a look there. Josh Smith just reclining in the seat. So that'll be number 3.
That's 3, okay.
So 3 on Stanwicks, 3 on Smith, and 3 on Crennan. That leaves 2 fouls for Cooper Hills and 1 on Big Boydo.
So Bragg with it. Now here's Beveridge. Beveridge for 3.
Round the world.
Didn't go in for him. Now Smith up the floor here.
I wouldn't mind seeing Nick Barker just utilised for a couple of possessions here by Glenorchy. Get Zach White out of that lane, and when he's got the comfort to get out of the lane.
Yeah, Stanwicks makes the 2.
Oh, well, that shot's pretty good. I just think you need the comfort to get him out of the lane. Jacob Richards isn't going to be afraid to pump fake and get the score. I think he wanted to dunk, but let Nick Barker get some shots, drag Zach White out, open things up. Let Stanwicks get to the cup because the jumper's not working for him right now.
Smith,
despite the fact he made the last one,
pulls up for the 2. That missed everything as well too. So now, ball up the floor here quickly. White into Beveridge. So this thing's getting slowed down here a bit.
Oh, Zach White with the handles. Look at that. Inside, outside. Eaton, Beveridge.
So Bragg for 3. Can't get that to go either. Good rebound there. And now they'll slow it down once again here.
Yeah, nice, real good, smart handoff there by Richards. Could have blazed away.
Absolutely. Richards from deep. Can't get that to go either. So scoring is drying up here for both teams at the moment. Again, just going into this flat patch. Stanwicks just decides to throw it up.
Oh,
and then
chasing him too hard there, Stanwicks. That'll be his fourth.
And now the decision is, does Bull keep him out or does he bring him in?
Well, I don't know there. It's 28-45.
They're going to keep him in.
17 points, but here's your worry defensively now. You've got to try and hide Stanwicks. He's a great defender. He's a great athlete.
Yep.
He's long, can play the lanes, everything. But you can't afford to have your primary offensive player and one of the most primary offensive players in the state at a local level off the floor.
Beveridge goes up, and nice work there by Joel Beveridge.
Very nice by Joel Beveridge. The cheeky little finger roll, and tell you what, Glenorchy in a spot of bother here.
Down 19, kick out pass, Hills. Now Stanwicks decides to keep throwing.
Oh, that's nasty.
And finally, one goes down for Jack Stanwicks from deep.
Yeah, easy shot to be made there by Jack Stanwicks, no doubt about that. Difficult shot. Good chase out by Richards.
Richards into Bragg and bobbled that one up. Ball goes out of play.
I think Richards just asked the question there. Barker using his body tactfully as that'd be Beveridge heading back in. That is a Beveridge. It is a 10.
Yes, it was Jalen in. Sack White coming out.
I'll tell you what, I need some cheers here, Ronnie.
Rightio. We'll see what happens throughout the next 6 minutes or so, JB. There's Hills with the ball carrying duties. Now Smith. So Smith putting it to the floor. So Boydo working his way. Looking at options. Now Stanwicks here for another three. That's missed everything. He wanted a foul. Referees didn't see it that way. So Penguins slowing this one down here as Eaton goes up. And now is that an offensive foul? It's an offensive foul on Fraser Eaton.
And we've got another case plead from Mr. Beveridge. Going to have to call him the lawyer, old Joel. He's always pleading a case.
So Joel, I think, saying something about it. He didn't take the full contact from Fraser's armbar, where Fraser did extend the armbar a bit there to gain some sort of advantage.
But he didn't do it to the point where it was. I don't think the result of I don't think it was justifiable. The reaction.
Yeah. So I'll settle on that call and we'll move on. Meanwhile, Bragg. Now Beveridge. Beveridge back to Bragg here. So now Bragg wants an on-ball. Decides to go to Eden instead. So Eden finding an opening, goes up, can't get the go. Drew the foul. It's going to be on Nick Barker.
Yeah, foul on Nick Barker. So that'll be his second as well. So a lot of the key players here, certainly outside of McCarthy and, everyone outside of McCarthy has a foul.
So McCarthy looking to check in.
Slow and steady winning the race, Ronnie.
That's right, yes. We're keeping an eye on post-production on games here. There's Eaton, knocks down the second.
So, again, out to 18 points here for Penguin and really in control of this one. A nice spread of scoring outside of Jacob Richards with 22.
So, Smith. Now Barker for two. Can't get that to go.
Big Boydo.
And Boydo on the boards. Now Hills. And now Beveridge to Beveridge.
And that's, there we go. That cheers.
That's it. And now Richards throws it down.
Well, we were expecting a lot of dunks out of Ollie Angerstein. We've had 4 already in this game from Jacob Richards. A nice little two-handed wham, bam, jam. Thank you, ma'am.
With some authority, mind you, as well, too. Boydo wanted the response, couldn't get it.
That's Brianna Russell range today.
That is.
Bragg's hit the deck, no call either way there.
Yeah, Stanwicks looking frustrated as well, too. Meanwhile, Richards for another one and gets it to go. He'll go to the line for one. The Penguin bench are up and about. Ben Jessup looking to check in with those bright pink shoes. And this game has certainly changed everything.
Yeah,
I think this is the first for Glenorchy too. Glenorchy's so used to that winning culture, really getting some reality check at the moment.
Yeah, it's just always going to be tough there. Every game's had a pest so far, and Joel Beveridge has been the pest in this game.
He certainly
He's just a bit of a smile. I mean, Jack can respect it. That's how the game's played, and Joel's a fair player himself. But, it doesn't matter at this point. So, again, a game high 25. Jacob goes out for a well-earned rest. Him, Zach White, Ambrose, Igusta on the side there. You've got Toure October sitting alongside him as well. It's been a massive game for Penguins so far, and they are rolling into a final.
Absolutely. Now,
he's out of the game.
Offensive foul's been called on Jack Stanwicks, and that will see, as you
That's
say,
it.
JB, Jack Stanwicks out of the game.
Yibbida. It's goodbye to Jack Stanwicks.
Cooper Hills will come in.
Jack Stanwicks finishes the game here with 13 points for his team. Brendan Stanwicks can't believe it. Jack can't believe it. Jai's trying to console him. Liam Smith's out. Phoenix Roby isn't here. Essentially the three best players for the Spartans sideline right now, and the next best player out there, in my opinion, is Connor Smith. He's going to need to be careful, and some serious foul trouble up on that board there for the Spartans.
Absolutely. Jessup down low, goes up, can't get that two to go.
Now, Ronnie, am I to believe that Ben Jessup's a Lonnie boy?
We'll do a little bit of research, I think, JB. We'll find out a bit more about him, I think, as we'll get on the phone and have a look. Here's while we're calling action. If there's a stoppage, that will help my
That's
cause.
all right, Ronnie. If you want to do that, I can lead through. Beveridge over
yes,
to Bragg.
actually, good.
Bragg, 3-point shot, bottom of the net, and Penguin cannot miss. I tell you what, if they fell out of a boat on the beach, they'd still hit the water at this stage, Penguin. They cannot miss a bucket whatsoever. I do have a feeling the name Jessup just rings a bell. I feel that that's potentially Launceston.
Yeah, he went to Launceston Christian School.
There we go.
Lives in Westbury in Tasmania.
I reckon that's a fair indication that he's probably a Lonnie boy then, Ronnie.
Yes, I think
a
so.
Westbury boy. Thought he was a Lonnie boy. My only other thing there as well was, and we just had looks like a bit of a warning from the bench there by referee Hayden, and Jai Smith's actually gone right to the other end. It's probably not good to have two voices at once. But
No.
I nearly worked with Ben Jessup. Funny story. Almost come down to Hobart and would have been staying at the Springvale accommodation and working as well.
And a technical on the bench here where, unfortunately, just a bit of over.
It was going to happen.
It was going to happen, JB, that was for sure. So Joel Beveridge will walk down the other line. Is that the rest of you got the rest of the story?
No, that's just the little thing.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the name that was floating around at one stage to be staying at the hostel there was Ben Jessup, and was a known basketballer.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm assuming that would be Ben. No doubt there's probably some facts there for the LGA as well. There, so the LBA. LGA. Yes. That's the hospital, isn't it? No, that's the LGH.
Yes.
This is why I'm on special comments. I'm going to mute myself for 30 seconds.
Thank you, JB. It's been a long day. This is our fourth game, and we are a little bit tired. So apologies, folks. Bear with us here as we continue on. McCarthy throws that one out to where Charlotte Collins and Marty Stevenson are. So 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
And just a nice little observation of the crowd. Darren Richards not on the iPad, not live streaming.
No. So we're on delay.
He's not in our territory.
No, he's certainly not.
I'm taking another breather, Ronnie.
Okay, no worries, JB. Anyway, we'll move right along. This game has been probably a tougher one to call, folks. Just with everything happening at the moment, just hasn't been great flow, and it's certainly just not the game we thought they might have been. But Penguin have been dominant in this game. Beveridge from downtown gets it to go, and the margin out to 29 now. This is a near annihilation now. Stanwicks fouled out. Barker, not sure when he will see some court time in though. Meanwhile, Smith with it, goes up over Richards, gets his own rebound, and then good work by Jessup. Now Augusta back out on the floor here too for the Penguin Blues. Now into Beveridge for the two.
And the foul.
So that's going to be assessed on Lewis Crowner, who will
That'll
pick
be
up
number
his
4.
So this will be interesting. I don't think we've seen a record number of players fouled out at Gala weekend in the time we've covered it. And we could be on the verge of that this weekend. Yeah,
I don't think we're too far away from it, Ronnie, to be quite honest with you. It's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, if the start and start
yeah, I get what you mean, JB. So
can't say it for a third time. Don't try.
Right, no worries. Meanwhile, Hills with it into Smith. Smith working low over Beveridge, puts up the two, can't get it to go, and now Beveridge off and running, has numbers in support. That is Ambrose Augusta. Jalen Beveridge can't get it to go. as they hit the floor down the other end. Smith goes up over Jessup. Can't get that to go. Beveridge with the rebound. And now quickly back down the floor. Here we go. Charlene Beveridge for 3. Yes.
This Penguin team is rocking and rolling. Torre October's throwing the towel around in the most positive way you could. They are rolling into a State League Grand Final.
Margin 33 here, biggest we've seen all day, every day around here. Meanwhile, shot went up, couldn't get that to go. Igusta, now Beveridge into his other Beveridge, but
cheers!
No go there. Jessup able to pick that one up and Beveridge coming back down the floor. So they're slowing this one down. We've got about a minute to go here in this third quarter as Beveridge looks at his options. Igusta works his way through and gets the 2 to go. Nice work by Ambrose Igusta.
A nice shot there by Ambrose Igusta, but 35-point margin when you've only scored 30. Well, we talk about it all the time, Ronnie, but I think it's realistic. You're down 35, you've only scored 31, your best players on the pine fouled out. Something tells me this one's over.
Yes, I think so. Smith goes up, can't get the 2 to go.
Ooh, just had to be careful there.
Eden and Smith picked themselves up. Beveridge slowing this one down, just on 30 seconds to go.
I tell you what, Big Bordeaux reminded me of...
as Beveridge can't get the mini alley-oop to go, foul on the play.
Joel, I reckon Joel was probably keen to go on with that till he realised.
Yes.
Oh, just politely, he turned around and said, oh no. The Starker of all Starkers has entered the play.
Torre October has come into the ball game.
Please don't tell me he's already yapping with the refs.
I think
That's a confident young individual. How old is Torre?
He'd be in his 20s. He's definitely in his 20s.
You know, he's got that vibe. I could be 18, 19. No, I could be in my mid-30s. It's like a really big age gap.
He's been around for a while. I tell you what, back in his younger day, he was a very chirpy fella. I can tell you that.
I wouldn't have picked that.
I remember some of the junior games, I think I reffed him, and he certainly had a bit to say.
Geez, he must be old. Riggsy's nearly 50.
As Boydo can't get the free throw to go.
Don't elbow me like that.
Crennan with the 2 there on the tip.
Yeah, nice little response there. And again, I think Crennan and McCarthy have actually played well as a second unit here. But again, McCarthy's just going to be careful. 4 fouls. I don't think Nick Barker wants to come on and have to play a full 10 minutes. You've also got foul trouble there for Connor Smith, who's going to have to be careful as well.
So Eden looking to close this one out for term number 3.
No
Puts up
way.
the party trick. Fraser Eden, come on down as he gets the buzzer beater to go at 3/4 time. He loves it. And the margin is out to 34 here as we go into the 4th.
My God, double scores. The best scorer for the Spartans is on the bench. And the hype man has managed to get off the pine and onto the floor. That tells me Penguin are in serious control of this one. Lovely finish there by Fraser Eaton. Smiles all round for the Penguin boys here. And hands on folded and frustrations and everything for the Spartans. I mean, they certainly come up underdone. And I know they're probably wanting a bit more of a contest than this, but this is just a matter of stemming the bleeding. You can't allow things to get out of hand from here if you are the Spartans. So it'll be interesting to see how they amend it. But Penguin, they're just going to keep rolling. They're going to they're going to rotate. They're going to use all their positions. We'll see what happens here, but she's one-way traffic, Ronnie. She's one-way traffic.
Absolutely, JB. Definitely one-way traffic. That is for sure. We do have a couple of other monitors around the place as well too, JB. Obviously watching something else, which I think I'll just keep to ourselves here. I think we have mentioned that. Would you like
I'll be able to have a beer tonight, Ronnie.
Okay, thank you, JB. As he's happy about what he just saw on...
As they say in the nursery rhyme.
Okay, thank you. Dear. So final quarter about to get underway here. It is pretty much a foregone conclusion as Penguin will play Burnie in the men's final tomorrow for Glenorchy. If they can just finish off strong here and just play positive, that would be really nice to end out their season. A tough one just due to some injuries and some school commitments, which has just been a bit of a unfortunate timing for the Spartans.
Yeah, it has been unfortunate, but again, that's just, well, that's how the game's played. That's how it's usually run. And again, you know, very progressive organisation, the Glenorchy Spartans. They're a leader in the South as well as junior development all year round, as well as we're just having a match manager there, Marnie, just having a conversation below us.
Yes, but we've Donna there. Donna does some great work for the Penguin Basketball Association. Of course, her husband Greg is president at the moment and doing some great things down there. And of course, their son Will is doing the water boy duties as well too. So good to see a family involvement there with that team.
And that's the kind of environment the Penguin have fostered for so long. So that's always great to see. And I'll tell you what is great to hear, Ronnie, some actual basketball references. It's not like I bring anything relevant to the table these days.
Well, meanwhile...
That was a compliment, by the way.
Thank you. Jessup for the hook, can't get it to go. And then I think that was the last touch by Jessup. So, yes, ball will go back to the Glenorchy Spartans. As we are underway here in the fourth.
Yes, we are underway here. Final term.
Yes.
As the game continues to process along. We are 9:32 and change remaining from the end of this one.
Nice play there by the Spartans. He was in the McCarthy, couldn't get it to go. Now October with it, and nearly lost it, but then even able to recover.
Yeah, just little loss there. I was just worried about the connection to feed as Torre apologises there. And
yep, all good fun.
Yeah, can't do much about that one. But yeah, 9:19 remaining here in the last. Glenorchy trailing by a fair bit, and the Penguin, they're going to be resting their, as you can see, resting their lead four there in Richards, Bragg, Beveridge and White.
As Smith knocks down the three.
Yeah, consolation there. And again, for the Spartans, though, it is playing with pride. On top of that, you want to make the margin more respectable, but for Penguin too, at this point, you've got the lead. You're not guaranteed, but you're pretty much guaranteed a win. Let's get through this unscathed. Let's get to tomorrow.
So Gusta now with it. Takes on Crennan and then can't get that two to go. It's Crennan with the board and now back to Smith.
And again, we've got to be careful with Crennan here. He's got 4 fouls, so, the next whistle on him and he's in trouble.
Absolutely. Smith goes for 3, can't get it to go. Now Beveridge to Igusta.
He pulled out of that one.
Well done. Now October, I think he was too excited, so lost a handle there. Now McCarthy, in terms Smith as we slow down. No, Smith goes baseline, good fake and the finish.
And this is the Connor Smith we've loved to see over the last couple of years, Ronnie. I mean, he's had that bit of a growth spurt now. He's put on some body mass, but he's maintained that basketball ability, which is great to see for a nuggety point guard.
So October now, seeing some rare time out on the floor, but in a good position. Igusta with the drive and the two.
Lovely drive there by Ambrose. Again, he's played well with his foul trouble as well. So that's double-digit points there for Ambrose. And by the looks of it, he's the third Penguin player to hit double digits behind our good friend number 8.
Fraser Eaton.
Fraser Eaton, that was it. I keep getting Eaton and Bragg's numbers confused.
Oh, okay.
Not the person, just the number.
No, well,
very distinctive individuals.
Yes, no. Of course, Brad, and it looks like Josh Stafford is going to come into the game there as well too. Yeah, it's a long day. It's a long day, JB.
I'll tell you what. Some sort of Red Bull combination later in the evening is going to be very, very well welcomed.
All right, good to see
planning ahead.
Hospitality is being arranged. So Josh Stafford will come into the game here. Is he looking to check here? Okay, so they're going...
Big Torre October.
Yeah, he's had his run. JP gives him a clap.
That big fella's in and about. That's it.
So,
hopefully Josh Stafford can get involved here too.
Yes, Josh Stafford did play juniors in Burnie once upon a time as well, and he's in his mid-20s now, of course, and good to see he's still playing ball with Penguin. Meanwhile, Jessup lost the handle.
Stripped out of mid-air there by Cooper Hills.
Yep, and then last touch by Smith, that come off the foot. So, yeah, good chance here for Coach Mal Beveridge just to run the second unit here and give them some extended playing time, which is great to see.
Yes, and that's the best thing to do. As I mentioned, get through this one unscathed. Run your sets, do what you need to do, but understand you've got bigger things ahead tomorrow.
Yes, Fraser Eaton from deep knocks it down.
Just keep shooting, Fraser. And as we mentioned, different body type this year has come off the idea that he is no longer needed to be that big, bulky, or that, he's that bigger, bulkier guard. He's not that small, skinny kid running around.
As Igusta picks that one off and has Hills to beat, and not happy about that one. And
yeah, he did. I think he did wave the wrong way.
Ambrose just with a raw smile.
It's understandable.
So, there you go. Bench will even know about it as McCarthy brings it down here for Glenorchy. Now Smith puts it to the floor and in a little spot above, but kicks it out. McCarthy splits the defender. A couple. Now Crennan kick out. Hills at the corner for 2. Can't get that to go. Now the ball back up the floor here with Eaton. As we mentioned, he's done a fair bit of work in the past 12 months as Stafford from deep can't get that to go.
Big rebound by Crennan, who, Crennan's going to be another one too. I probably got a bit more growth in him, but certainly looking to bulk up as well. You know, give that another 12 months and he'll be another force on the boards.
Absolutely, yes. We want to see a few of these guys to size up a bit more as McCarthy goes up strong. Can't get the go. Second opportunity, Jessup rejects him.
And he's gone down hard.
He should be, hopefully he's okay.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Eden decides to throw another 3, which missed everything. That hit the side screen at Bluntstone Arena.
We're going to get a substitution here as Barker comes in.
So Barker's going to get his run.
And see who he gets the run for.
Bordeaux? Yeah, they have to get. I think that's a wise move. You bring Bordeaux off, and then if someone does fail out, Bordeaux would come back into the game.
Yeah, just pinch hit as a corner shooter as he needs to. And I actually don't know a man that's more relieved to know that he's probably going to be sitting for the next 6 minutes and still be able to come into the game.
Yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, Jessup with the ball. Now back to Eden. So Igusta down low. Now, we've seen this a little bit locally. Now, Jessup
They're having a
goes
wrestle
up,
too.
And then Smith.
Oh, he's thrown him down. Stay down. Let's see.
Both.
So they don't mind a bit of lip. They're both tough customers.
They are both.
But that was very, let's just say that that was very aggressive.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Threw him down. Connor Smith doesn't back down. That's one thing I give Connor. He doesn't back down. He's not afraid of it. So that will be his 4th, though.
Will be.
4 fouls, 9 points. Ambrose at the line. Gets the first to fall. And, of course, the big worry we do have occasionally is that bench clearing scenario. But thankfully well handled. Ambrose makes 2. Connor with a bit of a smile. But Ambrose is, I tell you now, Connor better be ready for a refund. Because there's a receipt.
There, yes.
And there it is there.
There it is, yep. So that's that, mate. That's the... Right, that's even.
That's Ambrose's 5th. He's out.
Yep.
We knew it was coming.
And Ambrose Augusta fouls out.
And Mal with a slight smile. We just might have to keep this one rolling after the game just to be
just to be on the safe side.
We knew that was coming. And as I said, you're not getting away with that with Ambrose unless it's accidental.
That's right. So here we go. So Hill's with it. Yeah, needs options. Here's Smith once again. He's got Beveridge to take on, and then over Beveridge, and that gets the 2 to go. So foul will be assessed on Charlton Beveridge.
That's the first time we've heard the courtside announcing for quite some time there, Ronald.
Yes, no, he's done well, put it that way. So he's let us be here in the commentary position, which has been great. So.
Yes, and
we hear a lot of noise around the place.
We do hear a lot of noise, and the headphones are a bonus as well. So when we don't want to hear other people, we can listen to ourselves.
That's correct, JB.
And I know I like listening to myself a lot, Ronald.
Meanwhile, Jessup goes to work here. And then
Jessup with that off arm.
Barker gets the 2 to go. Nice work by Ben Jessup.
And a nice little stiff arm too. It's Connor Smith just taking that one on the chest.
Bit of towel waving from Mason Bragg down on the bench there.
I tell you what, I got a little confused. I thought Torrey October was at the end of the bench, but it's just Zach White on his knees.
No, that's right. Yeah.
The moustache had me confused.
Yes, he's trying to get right for tomorrow. Eden thought about it, but turned it down. Now puts on some moves and goes exploring. Stafford goes the runner and gets it to go.
And if I make out that correctly, that is everyone but Torrey October. And so they're going to call him, I think. They are. They want him to score.
I think
Very
they've
good.
heard us. I think they've heard us.
They
there,
have.
Yeah. So we'll see if he gets on the scoreboard.
We need everyone from the Penguin 2 Blues to get on the board as that one goes out of bounds.
And he will come in. Let's see who he's coming
Will
off
he go for Staff or will he go for Jessup? Staff or Jess? Who's he going for? He's going for Fraser Eaton.
Fraser Eaton's going to have the breather.
Yep.
And the Serbian he's done well, the young lad.
Yeah, he's been playing well. And again, the big thing for him is he's able to play that pinch-hitting role. You know, he drags the defence, but he doesn't drag all of it. And they're just going to, I reckon they're just going to keep October here in the corner because he wants that shot.
Yep. So
Beveridge is going to set this. No, they're not.
No. Still running their play inside here to Beveridge. Now October. Fake. Jumper.
Yes,
It's
no
just
good.
off.
Tell you what,
Good
I'm
look, though.
up and about for this. I want to see him hit the board.
Meanwhile, Credden just slowing this one down. Now Smith.
And then
turned to McCarthy for 3. Just off on that one.
And then I want to see McCarthy commit a foul. So on all of one side.
And that was
his
a travel.
walkies.
Yeah, it was a travel. That was pretty obvious from where I was.
I'd like to see McCarthy commit a foul, so everyone from the Spartans has had a foul. I'd like,
Okay, JB.
I'd like October to hit the shot, and then that'll mean everyone's scored. Happy days all around.
Yes, one of the most interesting games we have seen here today. Clean strip there from Beveridge on the McCarthy drive, and Beveridge is clear for takeoff.
Mate, I should have thrown it down. Wanted the dunk there, Ronnie, but again, death taxes sort of operation right here. Torre October's right in his grill.
Yeah. And then Smith
He's
kicks
not
it out.
taking no for an answer.
He's crediting forward about it. Now Smith at the corner this time. Over Stafford, just short on that one. Now October with the rebound. Let's see what he does here with the ball,
So if he
JB.
runs his own break here.
So slows this one down, gives off to Joel Beveridge in turn. Jalen now back to Joel here. So
Cheers.
yes. Beveridge for
I
three.
hope that's not lost on just you and I.
Meanwhile, back down the floor we go. McCarthy puts it to the floor. Thought about it. Now Barker. Smith with that mini fake. Two-step jump stop and then step through is good.
Yeah, very nice little basket there, and Connor Smith's contained himself. I thought he had a chance to foul out, but he's
Jessup
held it
goes
nicely.
for the drive. He's just short-armed it on that one. Now ball up the floor here quick. So Smith goes up over Beveridge. Yes. So 81-47 our scoreline here. This is pretty much now just going through the motions here, just to get us through to the end of the day.
Yes, just pushing through right to the end of things, Ronnie. As I said, I think they want Torre October to get a basket, and that's everyone on the board.
Yep, so let's see what happens here. So Beveridge now to October. In turn to Joel Beveridge for three. Yes. The corner.
They're stealing our lines. They're stealing our lines.
My word. We might have to take legal action with the court announcer. Meanwhile, Lewis Crenn down low for the two.
Yeah, nice easy basket there by Crennan. Good finish. And again, things just ticking along here. 49-84.
So ball down low. And then Hill's able to retrieve that one as we...
Last 100 seconds of this contest.
Yes, we're getting into junk... Well, we're already in junk time anyway.
In junk time for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, we certainly have, JB. As Beveridge gets the ball, as we come down and just slow it down. And, Beveridge to Beveridge.
Torre October's doing circle
Beveridge
work.
for three, yes.
Makes that one nicely. So that's how many double-digit scorers now for Penguin? 1, 2, still 4. The potential of having 5 there if Beveridge hits a shot.
So Smith puts it to the floor. Nice pass into Lewis Crenn for the two.
Nice Lewis Crennan. I mean, he had that nice little altercation earlier, and he's managed to still pick up from there.
He's got 11 now for the game.
So let's see how this one pans out. Last minute of the game.
So Beveridge into Jessup. Nice fake, but Barker able to do enough there on that one.
Yeah, just a little too fancy on that one as Beveridge just lets him land. Joel Beveridge will play it the same way for...
And Beveridge giving him the three, and Connor missed everything on that one. Second time? Yes.
Very good. Nothing but net on the right mention this time. We'll see how the two Blues go here.
Yep, they're giving it to October, so...
They want to try and have him score.
He's still giving it up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to try and score, is he? I don't know whether they're even aware.
Stafford for the three. Can't get that to go.
And this will be a matter of getting her over the timeline, Ronnie.
Yep, pretty much.
And that'll do it.
Yes. So in what was a fiery first half, and then pretty much, Penguin were able to dominate from there. Fortunate for Glenorchy, as we mentioned, a few big outs, which really has cost them. But in the end, Penguin have done the work, and now they're going to take on Burnie in tomorrow's State League Grand Final. Final scores here: Penguin 87, Glenorchy 54, and we might just get Felix just to bring that camera in the middle. Thank you. And JB, what do you reckon?
4 completely different games. This one an absolute belting, and all but over halfway through the third term. Once Stanwicks checked out of that game, that was pretty much the end of this one. That's all she wrote. Everyone but one on the scoreboard there for Penguin. Everyone bar one player in the foul department for the Spartans. Obviously no Liam Smith, no Phoenix Roby. Big hurts there, but I even don't think they make up the difference there on 30-odd points. So Penguin, as we expected, moving on to a grand final, which will see an all Northwest Coast affair, a fierce rival Penguin-Burnie. That one will be a match-up to watch. Ronnie, we're going to be looking as well at Launceston versus Penguin, another tough match-up there. Going to be a great day of grand final basketball tomorrow.
Absolutely, and we look forward to you, the folks at home, for joining us in that coverage. Make sure you check our West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel for those games that you'll see pop up over the course of the week. On behalf of Justin Bryan, I'm Ron Riggs. We'll see you at the next game.